Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Yaser Radio Show. I'm your host, Omar Lee. We're excited to have another phenomenal guest, Mr. Yaser SQ. Today's show, he's representing bodybuilding to his fullest in his area. He'll talk more about that. We want to also talk about some of our sponsors for today's show: Tenacious Fitness Unlimited, Omar Lee Publishing, and Spiffy Cleaning Service. All right, so without further ado, we have Yaser on today's show. Yaser, thank you again for being today's featured guest. We were able to fine-tune this. I know, between the time, your time, and my time, we made it happen. Thank you again for being today's featured guest.
It's my pleasure to be here, and thank you for hosting me.
Absolutely, absolutely. So the first question I have for you, how has your training changed since COVID? Do you train more at home or in the gym?
The beginning, we had the quarantine here, so basically I'm getting a bit on my cardio and on my diet as well.
Okay.
And then when it became a bit easier to hang out, I started taking day passes, or like a pass that allows me to go out from for a certain time, from a time to another, to a certain location, just to head to my gym and work out over there for an hour and come back home. So that's what I was doing.
Okay, yeah. Very good, very good. So how did you get started in bodybuilding? I think you're a judge as well. So how did you get started in bodybuilding?
Man, I used to be a soccer player.
Okay.
But I used to hit the gym from time to time just to have some workouts. One day, I saw a friend of mine who competed, who was just done with the competition, and he was disqualified from that show. So I was joking and laughing about it. He came and he challenged me to stand on a stage, to try doing that. And that's what I did. I changed my gym. I changed my trainer. I disappeared for a year and a half, and I went back to them as Mr. UAE.
Wow.
Everyone was shocked.
That's good. Yeah. That's very good.
Yeah, so it was like just a silly challenge.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes, I've talked with some other guests, and many times when people laugh, it's not that they think it's funny. It may be something new to them, and they really want to maybe understand it more. And so in your case, I think that's kind of where it comes from. You mentioned soccer. My little nephew, he's going to be 4 in November. So he's just started soccer. I played soccer when I was in middle school. And so hopefully, I guess, in years to come, when he watches this, this is his little shout out right here when he, is able to understand what's going on. But yeah, that's awesome. All right. So the next question I have for you is, what was your biggest hurdle during your amateur years?
Well, it was spending my own money and income on my prep and training. I didn't accept any sponsorship in my first years of career, but since I'm shifting to more pro levels, I would consider and explore a decent sponsor. But the income, the amount of money I was spending on my prep was like the hardest thing.
Yeah, I can bet.
It wasn't the training, it wasn't the the lifestyle thing. It was just about the budget. It was a bit hard. It was like an option for me to spend it on my prep or to buy stuff, have fun, travel, and do other things. I was so stubborn, and I was choosing the prep on everything else.
Okay. Did you just compete in your area, or did you travel a lot?
No, I won the World Championship in Thailand.
Okay.
I won the European Championship in Budapest.
Wow.
I won several competitions here in UAE. I got twice. Once I'm third in Mr. Olympia Amateur. Once in Taiwan, and another one in the UK. I got third in Tubro on 2018, I think, in where is it? In UK as well, yeah. So yeah, I competed here and abroad.
So you were just flying around kicking butt then, huh?
all of my accounts. Yeah.
That's good. That's real. That's motivation. Y'all hear? So
The,
he's
the,
very
the thing
accomplished.
is that in my country, in my like region here,
Uh-huh.
they don't appreciate bodybuilders. So all of this was nothing to them. But for me,
Mhm.
when I was in the States and sometimes in some European countries,
Uh-huh.
the respect I used to see from them was like a big thing.
Okay. Well, I think the sport
Mhm.
is changing a lot, and I think it's still going to change. I really do. And I won't go into a whole bunch of that, but I think we're seeing changes now, and I think some, based on the different levels of competition and opportunities of access, I think that more people, they may not say it, but they do appreciate people who are in good shape. You know, they realize it is dedication, and if it wasn't something that, I mean, if it wasn't difficult, everybody would look like that. You know, so
So I agree.
it's very much, it's a lot of dedication. It's expensive. It can sometimes, it can be almost like a second job because you're constantly having to eat right. You know, exercise a certain way. But if you enjoy it, it doesn't really feel like a job. But it can be very consuming, you know. And I think for people who get into that and maybe they, you know, not quite, don't really know what it all entails, they find out pretty quick that, you know, it can be very consuming, and it can be a
Yeah,
lot to
true.
that.
Right.
hmm So the next question I have for you: what was the most memorable motivational training experience that you had? Maybe training with someone, or
Well, all like those who I trained were motivational and memorable.
okay,
But the most one was when I went to Kuwait
okay,
to Oxygen Gym, and I met Askar,
mm.
the head coach of the Camel Crew.
Okay,
That was the most memorable training experience.
okay. So for our people, for our listeners who aren't familiar, when he said Camel Crew, it's like a group of guys who are very intense and very serious about competition prep, and they bring people in and help them improve their physique. You know, so it's kind of like they kind of show them the ropes, help them with training, help them with their nutrition. It's just focusing just on that to help them improve. So the next thing I want to talk about, what's your favorite training approach? What's your favorite training approach?
Favorite training approach.
Mm-hmm.
Through all of my years of experience, I realized that shocking muscles and changing the workout styles is more useful and fruitful. So like I like to mix all types and just mash them together.
Okay. Okay. Fantastic. So has your training changed during does your training change during pre-contest? And if so, how?
Well, yeah, of course. Like in my off seasons, I train only like I hit the gym four times a week,
Mm-hmm.
and then in the bridge, I like at a day I train for 5 days, and before the competition like or a contest in the in season, I train like six times a week.
Okay.
And of course, I change the methods based on the outcome.
Fantastic. Fantastic. What's a
I
typical?
evaluate myself and change the methods.
Very good. What's a typical day of training for you?
Depends on the season. Off
Mm-hmm.
seasons is different than the bridge, and it's different than the end season. In the like end season, I wake up at 5 a.m., do my cardio, have my breakfast, chill, and then hit the gym again in the afternoon. And if it's necessary, I do another cardio. But in my off seasons, I just do like an hour,
Mm-hmm.
which has the set. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I hit the gym for an hour. I do my workout and the cardio within this hour.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, I take it easy in the off seasons.
Okay. What advice would you give a novice competitor? Someone who's just starting out.
Don't follow people on Instagram. Don't follow those influencers.
Okay.
Choose a suitable trainer who can understand your lifestyle. Give your trainer a 3-month chance at least, then reevaluate. If you're happy, stick to him. Else, change the trainer.
Okay. Okay. All right. So then the next question, I like this one because some of our listeners are just looking for motivation. It may be that they're not necessarily looking to compete. They're just, trying to tap into different podcasts, videocasts to get inspiration from people who have been there, done that, and are just able to maintain. So what would you tell that person who's just about to give up on fitness altogether?
I'll tell them not to quit. Mm-hmm. Take a break when you feel down, a week, a month, a couple of months, and then go back to workout, go back to your training, because it's not all about bodybuilding. It's a lifestyle.
Yes, okay. Fantastic. What's your favorite audio or video motivational type of thing, if any?
I don't have any of them, no. And I don't have any favorite audio or video.
Okay.
Or video. Even when I work out, I do I see my friends who are playing hip hop, R&B, or trance or house music, deep house music.
Okay.
For me, I choose like slow kind of music just to breathe, just to know how to control my breathing. That's what I do.
Okay. All right. What about any upcoming contests or events?
I still didn't plan for it. Hopefully.
Okay, you were breaking up there. You were saying what now? I'm sorry.
I said I still didn't plan for anything.
Okay.
But hopefully I'll be competing next year, maybe in November.
Okay.
Maybe, yeah. All
right, cool. Well, Yaser, we really appreciate you being today's featured guest. It is 12 a.m. in his area. It's 4:30 p.m. my area here. But I appreciate I appreciate it. I appreciate you being our featured guest. You're welcome to come on at any time. Thanks again, and we'll talk soon.
Your voice is gone.
All right. Take care, buddy. Bye-bye.
You too.